This communication tool transforms your business. You are using it, right? Sharon Hornell here. Welcome to day 119 of our Supersize Your Business Annual Challenge. My planner is choking me. Today we're going to talk about this tool. If you haven't figured out what this tool is yet, and if you can't guess, I'm going to share it with you because it's so important that we add a component of it to, well, our personal lives, but to our business especially. The tool, of course, is communicating gratitude. A thank you changes absolutely everything. A thank you can change a sincere thank you. We talked about thank yous earlier in this month as part of communication, and it's so important. It's going to come up again in the form of gratitude. What we appreciate, what we acknowledge, what we give attention to, and we know this being in business, if you don't measure a number that's important to your business, it will decline. If you do measure a number or a metric or a key performance indicator in your business, it'll automatically start to improve just because you're paying attention to it. So on a subconscious level, everyone in the business, and on a conscious level as well, starts to look for ways to improve that number, that metric, that key performance indicator. We've done studies in my businesses over the years, time and time again, and proven to ourselves that that is true. One of the things I used to monitor in the Italian food manufacturing business was orders every single month. Number one, it helped us to plan for inventory and for production and things. But number two, it also let me see trends ahead of time and seasonality in different products and services, so we knew what to offer to who when. And you can do that nowadays. There's so much technology available and AI and analysis tools and computer-aided things that it's mind-blowing. But we used to have to do it all pretty much by hand and on Excel spreadsheets. Anybody remember those? I couldn't even tell you how many hours I have into old school Excel spreadsheets. Remember when we had floppy disks and things? All right, now I'm just aging myself. So gratitude. What the heck is it? How do we practice it? How do we incorporate it into our day-to-day business lives? One of my favorite strategies, and why do we want to? Let's talk about why do we want to do it first, and then we'll talk about a couple of ways to do it. And then I'm, of course, going to challenge you to actually apply one of these strategies in your business. I'm going to tell you today, anything we hear about and we don't implement and take action on right away, we tend to lose. I know I'm not alone in that. I think that that's human nature. We only have so much, conscious capacity and ability to act on things immediately. And if you become someone that acts on things and implements things immediately, that in and of itself, that habit will transform your life. But we're talking about gratitude today. And why do we care about it? Because what we pay attention to, just like I just said, multiplies. If we want things to multiply in our business, we pay attention to them. If we want an awesome culture in our business, we acknowledge people for the good work that they're doing because that creates more of it. People love to follow a role model. People love to know that they're appreciated for the things they do. If you want to fix somebody's tardiness or attendance problem, pay attention to the people that are always there and always on time and thank them for it. I don't know about you, but my days of corporate meetings were all over the place, right? Depended on the organization, depended on the culture. But one of the cultures and one of the organizations I worked with and for, people had a horrible habit of showing up to meetings late. And all I had to do to fix that for my department head meetings was I locked the door one time. At the top of the hour, I got up, I locked the door, and pretty soon our usual 3 or 4 stragglers were at the door peeking in the little window, wondering why they couldn't get in. Well, then I let them in, and we used it as a learning lesson because those are really powerful. And not to embarrass and call out those people that were late, but to demonstrate that all the people that were on time were respecting that meeting and respecting one another by being on time. And, then the usual excuses started flying, which we talked about in one-on-ones afterwards. But the fact of the matter is, when we make a commitment, when we say we're going to do something, we do it. And that includes being on time. And we're talking to somebody who raised 2 kids, worked full time, and had businesses on the side. So I'll tell you, it was hard. And I had a reputation of being late with my family because the only thing I would ever let slide was being late for like family gatherings and celebrations, which I didn't want to. But I learned early on that for each child that you have, you need to get ready that number of kids an hour earlier. So I had 2 kids. So if we were going to go anywhere and supposed to be somewhere on time, I got up 3 hours early and started getting ready. I got myself ready, and then I added an hour per child to get them ready and out the door. Why did it take so long? You're probably asking. Because I have children with very active brains. That's how I'm going to call it. They're phenomenally little geniuses, but they found many ways to challenge me. And so that was my rule of thumb. And that's how I finally started to be on time for family things as well as business things. And I'm grateful that my kids are the way they are because they challenge me every day. And I know that I'm not the only one with a brain like that and the way I think and do things. So when you're appreciating somebody or thanking them for something, be specific. We like to, and we started to do in many of the companies I'm a part of now, where we start every meeting with wins and gratitude and thanking one another for when we help each other out on projects and things. And that changes the whole tone of the meeting. No matter what the meeting's about, that's how we start our meetings. Just a simple little thing, a simple little practice. If nobody has anything, nobody has anything. But it's really a powerful way for people to learn how to speak up and share gratitude and what they appreciate about one another. And that, I think, has become the favorite part of our meetings nowadays. Excuse me. So what are some creative ways you can incorporate this into your business or into your organization's culture? Because that's where we really want it to be. We want it to just be a part of who we are as an organization. Why? Because positive cultures and positive environments are better for everybody. We've all walked into companies or been in companies and worked with companies that you walk in the door and they have everything done right and it looks like everything's pristine and perfect. They've got the mission and the principles and the purpose on the corporate wall in the lobby and in every conference room in the business, and every department head has a little plaque with it written on. Yet you walk in and you can feel the energy suck in the environment. So you know they're not living by that. And part of it is when we investigate and we start talking, nobody's actually appreciating what's working. They're all focusing on what's wrong. And if you have a culture that focuses on what's wrong, guess what? We get more of what's wrong. So I challenge you today, and I'm not going to go into the reflective questions because I've already talked too much and given too many examples. But if you need more, if you want more ideas or want to, brainstorm ideas, just hit me up and ask, right? I guarantee that in 5 minutes, we can come up with at least 10 awesome strategies that you could implement today to start being more grateful yourself, because it starts with us being a role model, and actually coaching and teaching other people to do the same, and see how fast, it's like almost miraculously fast, how doing something like this improves our company culture. And, we all think our company culture is fine, but an outsider will come in and they'll be able to tell you in about 5 minutes more than you have ever been able to see or know about your organization. Even if you've hired a $100,000 consultant to come in and do a bunch of surveys and tell you what's going on with your culture. Can you tell I work for big companies? Yes, I have. All right, that is our topic for today. I would love to know your take on this. I would love to know and have you share in the comments below how you practice gratitude in your company if you're doing it already, or what one thing you're going to do today and try today. I say just try thanking somebody by the water cooler for something specific that they've done for you in the company. Boom. And then watch their face. Watch their face light up. That is worth its weight in gold. All right, have an awesome day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow. If you like this, if you want to be a part of a community of like-minded, high-vibe, positive people, join us on the school platform. All you have to do is comment Supersize below, and I will send you the link. Have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye.